All right, everybody, I just stumbled across something major, and it might just blow the lid off of this entire New Jersey drone mystery. Buried deep in the records of the United States Nuclear Regulation Commission, there is a report that nobody seems to be talking about. It's dated December 13th, 2024, just a few days ago. And what it says, well, this is the kind of thing that makes you sit up straight and start asking questions they don't want you to ask. So here's the deal. On December 2nd, 2024, a GE68 pin source, basically a small but significant amount of radioactive material, went missing in transit. This wasn't a paperwork error, folks. The report says that the container was meant for safe disposal. It arrived at its destination damaged and empty. Let me say that again. The container carrying radioactive material arrived empty, and it looked like the container that it was in was broken open. Did somebody steal it? That's the question everybody's going to be asking now. So this material vanished somewhere between Newfield, New Jersey, and its destination. Now, on the exact day that this material went missing, across the skies of New Jersey, people started reporting these drones. Large flying swarms of drones silently hovering near sensitive infrastructure, power plants, nuclear facilities, military zones, and over people's houses and airports and stuff like that. It started the exact day that this material went missing. Folks, is this a coincidence? I don't know. You tell me. But, here we have radioactive material disappearing. Then suddenly, unidentified craft are showing up like they're scanning or searching for something. So let's be honest. They're doing something that we're not supposed to know about. And so far, they haven't told us. It's all speculation at this point. Some people say they're actual UFOs. Some people say they're drones. Some people say it's Project Bluebeam itself. But let's just break it down. So this material is often used in medical imaging. It's radioactive. It's not really enough to cause harm, so they tell us, but it is enough to trigger some sort of detection technology. So what if it winds up in the wrong hands? Who took it and why'd they take it? So the main question is, how did a secured shipment of radioactive material mysteriously arrive empty? That's the question. So here's the thing, guys. These drones aren't just like your neighborhood toy store quadcopters. They're not the type of drones that people go filming stuff with, the DJI drones and stuff like that. As we talked about yesterday, law enforcement sent their own drones up to investigate. And guess what? As soon as the law enforcement drones got near, some weird stuff started to happen. The drones in question would disappear. Some of them would just shoot out of sight. Some of them would actually disable the law enforcement drones. And this is technology that shouldn't really exist, okay? So here's where it gets interesting. Could these drones be nuclear sniffing machines? Maybe. Are they drones equipped with radiation sensors that have been used for years to detect leaks and stuff like that? As possible. Is the government actually looking for some sort of terrorist with this? I don't know. Who knows? But if it's our government, why the silence? Why aren't they coming clean and telling the public that they're just hunting for radioactive material? Are they trying to avoid mass panic because they know that something got in the hands of some people that shouldn't have it? Possibly. And that's part of the speculation. But it's kind of interesting knowing that this nuclear material went missing the same exact day that the drone swarms started. What are the odds of that, everybody? So, this isn't just strange, it's deliberate. Radioactive material disappears, drones show up, start scanning sensitive sites, and the government shrugs their shoulders like it's no big deal. And, if that's not incompetence, that's a cover-up. But here's what really makes me pause, everybody. The behavior of these drones, silent, evasive, capable of disappearing in ways no human-made drones should be able to, this has shades of something much bigger, right? Something that ties directly into the theories like reverse-engineered craft, like Bob Lazar was talking about, advanced technology, off-world objects, all these things that we've been talking about here for a while. Things that have been hidden from us for decades. If you think about Bob Lazar and what he described in Area S4, the anti-gravity propulsion, silent movement, impossible maneuvers, then suddenly the pieces fit together because this is exactly what we're seeing. There's too many parallels, right? So there's parallels in all directions with this nuclear material and with the Bob Lazar thing, David Grush, all these things, and even Project Bluebeam, okay? What we're looking at here isn't random. This is not just some accident. Nuclear material went missing, and silent craft showing up on the same exact day. People, that's a signal, if you have ever seen one, right? Something big is happening beneath the surface, and we are being left in the dark. Now, take what President Trump just said on his recent statements about this drone mystery. And put that into perspective, because here things get a little bit more intense.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it was the enemy, they'd blast it out. Even if they were late, they'd blast it. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people, and they should, because the people are really, I mean, they happen to be over Bedminster. You want to know the truth? They're very close to Bedminster. I think maybe I won't spend the weekend in Bedminster. I've decided to cancel my trip.
All right, folks. So let's bring this all together, because the more we dig, the more it feels like a scripted operation straight out of a dystopian future or some sci-fi film right before the aliens show up, right? And I know that's probably not what's happening, but that's what they want us to feel. In the wake of the New Jersey drone swarms over these sensitive areas and places like that, President Trump has come forward stating, well, he said, something strange is going on here. They know what's going on, okay? You just saw the clip. Trump is calling out the silence. He's asking the questions that nobody in the government dares to ask. Is Trump in on this? I don't know. But his words cannot be ignored. So the mainstream media won't ask it. The people at the Pentagon won't ask it. And most people in America are just sitting around wondering what's going on. So let me lay this out for you, just what we've gone over so far. We have radioactive material disappearing under highly suspicious circumstances, and now we've got highly advanced crafts, let's call them what they are, UAP, people call them UAP, UFO, or just reverse engineered drones, something like that, are showing up on the exact same day. Let's go ahead and ask some bigger questions here, see if we can connect any of these dots, because right now nobody really knows what's going on. Is this Project Bluebeam? Maybe. For years, we've been hearing about Project Bluebeam. It comes from this book that was written in the 90s. I actually have a copy of the book, and I'll bust it out one day and I'll read it to you guys, and we'll go through it together. But basically what it is a man says that he was given information about Project Bluebeam, which would be a staged event, a staged UFO invasion in order to manipulate the people of the world. The plan? Used advanced technologies, including holograms, false aerial displays, and so on, to create a global crisis, a fake alien invasion, some sort of divine appearances, or even a nuclear scare. These drone swarms, are they a test phase to that? I don't know. It seems like the pieces fit, but right now we don't know anything, so any question, in my opinion, is valid. Think about it. Missing radioactive materials create a panic. Mysterious craft starts flying over sensitive sites. More panic. The public sees this as some sort of otherworldly threat, priming them for the solution. What's that? The Hegelian dialectic. Problem, reaction, solution. And who has the solution? Of course, it's the government. Maybe they're searching for that radioactive source. I don't know. But one thing is for sure, we are being kept in the dark. And that's why we're asking all these questions today, because we can't really rule anything out at this point. The most simple explanation here is that these drones are nuclear sniffing drones deployed to locate that radioactive source that went missing. And if that's true, why the silence, though? I mean, are they scared that people are going to freak out if a small amount of radiation was missing? I don't think so, because even in this report that I'm showing you here, it says there's not enough radiation to really cause a lot of harm. So if they did put it in some sort of weapon, it doesn't make sense that they would go through all this trouble to find it when it's just a small amount, right? I mean, I don't know, unless a larger amount was taken, and that isn't in the report. That could be possible too. What do you think about this? So here's what we do know. The radioactive material didn't just vanish. The container it was in was broken and it was missing, so somebody stole it. What was the point of that? I mean, you could do the math to try and figure it out yourself. The government doesn't stay quiet unless they're trying to hide something big. And we know that's the truth. They're always on top of everything unless there's something that they're trying to keep secret. Trump's comments also, they tell us one thing. They know exactly what's going on. And like I've said before, they're just hiding it from us. They do know what's going on. And these drones are a part of this operation. So this could be Project Bluebeam. This could be black budget operations looking for that material I was talking about. We don't know, honestly. But one thing we do know, and the timing of this all is very suspicious. It doesn't seem like a coincidence, right? Nuclear sniffing drones looking for the material? Possibly. But if that's the case, why make such a big deal out of such a small amount of material? It doesn't make sense, but at least some of these pieces may be starting to come together. So we really don't know what's going on right now, but I want everybody to tell me what you think. Go ahead and put it in the comments, because right now everybody's speculating. It doesn't matter who you are, unless you have some above top secret security clearances, you have no idea what's going on, because us, the American public, we can only guess, and that's what the purpose of this video is. Just talk about some strange, interesting coincidences and find out what you guys think about it. So I want to thank you all for watching this video, and until next time, God bless you all.
Do you think it's possible that we're the most advanced life form in the universe?
Probably not. I think that aliens in outer space don't use rocket ships. They don't use that rocket ships because they crash, they have problems with gamma rays, radiation, food, whatever. They've digitized themselves, placed their consciousness on a laser beam, and there's a laser highway. A laser highway that could be right next to the Earth for all we know, carrying the digitized souls of civilizations, and we're totally clueless. We're so stupid, we don't even know that that's how the aliens move from place to place.
I'm saying generally the popular imagination of a UFO, craft will come and land, somebody will come out of it. So you're thinking like this because that's how human beings operate, all right? That we will go land somewhere, then the door opens, we come out. How do you know that is how they also do it? That's not how it is.
One thing is clear here, this we are 100% sure, is there's a tremendous amount of activity in the lake, and this activity is… the nature of the activity is such that it has nothing to do with anything that we know as life on this planet. It's something totally different. It's life, but not the way we know it.
I have living experience with certain extraterrestrial life forms.
You do?
Yes, there are a whole lot of videos which I've spoken about. I have a reputation of being very logically correct. Now I don't want to lose it by talking about it to everybody. But in exclusive groups I've spoken in detail, I've made other people experience these things. Very profound experiences of life which is not of this planet. But it's not like a craft will land, they'll open the door, they'll come out. This is all your own thing. You parked the car, you opened the door, you locked the door, you came out. This is your thinking, all right? It is not necessary other life should operate the way we operate. It is nothing like where we are. It's something totally different. So, people have seen things here and there. Some of it could be mistake, some of it could be exaggeration, some of it could be just total lies. But definitely some people have seen something, some people have experienced something. There's no denying, everybody will not be lying. There is no denying, it is there. But we are thinking just the way we are, they will also be. All we can think is a little bigger ears, little bigger eyes, maybe 3 eyes instead of 2. This is just exaggeration of what we already know. Leave the imaginations aside. Is there life beyond us? It would be very pompous to believe that in such a vast cosmos, we are the only evolved life on the planet. In the universe is itself a very pompous belief system. Definitely there is more life, and it is done… we have done things with it in the past.
We've done things with it?
Yes, we have done some experiments with such life, we have made people experience this very strongly.
When you say we, who do you mean?
We as a group, we have done certain things with…
You?
Yes.
So how?
Don't go into it.
Why not?
I have a reputation of being very logically correct.
Well, if you're logically correct about extraterrestrials, wouldn't that be beneficial to people that are hearing this?
No.
Why?
See, our logic is related to our existence, the way we are made, all
Yes.
right? The way the existence is made doesn't fit into our logic. This is the biggest mistake that modern societies are making. You're trying to fit the existence into your logic. No, your logic has place in the existence. Existence cannot be… you can't fit it into your logic because your logic functions between binaries of 2. You and me have to be there for logic. The whole spiritual experience itself is not logically correct because the experience of life is beyond two. There are no binaries in spiritual process. When I use the word spiritual, I am not using the word spiritual the way religions are using. They're talking about a spirit which goes and comes and whatever, not in that sense. If you experience your life beyond your physiological and psychological construct, then you're spiritual.
So you mentioned it, which is already the most difficult thing to do. Now to talk about it, you feel like would somehow or another discredit you. I don't understand that because
Because there is only thus far that your language goes. When you speak something, human languages, I have to be logically correct, otherwise you cannot speak.
But how are you experiencing this thing? Can you just tell me how you're experiencing these things?
See, in certain spaces, there are very strong presence, which is when you feel the texture of that life, you know it is not like anything that we know here. Obviously, it doesn't belong here. It has a different source than the life that we are. We have done experiments where we attracted certain life which doesn't have any texture of earthly life.
And how do you conduct these experiments?
I used certain people to invite them into their bodies, and what happened there is totally unbelievable for people because I'll tell you a simple thing.
Just as an experiment, we set up one body and set up this body like an invitation.
The weather was already like nearly zero, kind of sub-zero kind of atmosphere. It was in Tibet. And I kept a bowl of water about 3 inches above the head.
I was asked to lie down in Shavasana. It was like a 1000-watt electricity just passing through me. And after that, what I felt was something was placed on my head. I really had no idea what it was, but it was extremely hot to the point of discomfort that was placed on my head.
When I just opened her up a little bit and set up a situation for that, they just simply rushed through her system in such a violent way, entering through the Swadhisthana and leaving through the Sahasrara in a brisk moment.
I knew that if we restrain, it'll generate temperature and it could cause damage to the person's body. So we kept a bowl of water just above the head when the person is lying down, just about 6 inches away from the head.
And when this life entered and I tried to hold it within that body, you won't believe, this bowl which is 3 inches, the person is lying down on the ground, on wet soil, they just put a bed sheet and this person is lying down. This bowl is about 3 inches above the head on the ground. The water started boiling. There are over 200 people watching the water boiling, all right? Because it created so much heat, then I let it go because it could burn up the person, fuse out that person in some ways. Because the moment it felt trapped, it created such heat. The water is actually boiling 3 inches away from
Did you
the
film this?
Huh? From a distance they filmed it, bad filming, they were not really looking for it, but it is there.
And how many times has this happened?
We did this about 2 times we did it properly, another time we did a mild one. After that, I thought I will go spend time there, which has never happened. And above all, it doesn't serve any purpose like that,
It doesn't serve a purpose to
It doesn't…
experiment?
it is more to know, not… it doesn't serve a purpose as to how you can use. I have to admit, I was stepping into an area where I don't know a damn thing, okay?
Right.
So you could make a mistake and take somebody's life or your own life or something like that.
The United States spends almost $900 billion on defense. A lot of people will say this is wasteful. Why not use this money for public good or to fight climate change or to rebuild war-torn nations? But those people are all mistaken. America's big budget is not aimed at other countries. It is aimed at aliens and UFOs. Just ask Hollywood. Aliens always attack the United States first. So Washington has to be prepared. And recently, some believe that that moment had come because dozens of mysterious drones were spotted over American skies. We told you about this yesterday. Apparently, American taxpayers are worried now. They're asking why the drones are in New Jersey and not targeting civilians in West Asia like they're supposed to. All this confusion has spawned great jokes on social media. Take a look at this.
Return from whence you came.
To 10, 12, 15, folks.
4 hours ago.
On the show today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon has moved across to the West Indies. What can you expect from this?
Hello, I'm Alison Green, coming to you from Durban, South Africa. Today we have a special show.
Start with a report on India's shifting nuclear posture. For the first time since India officially became a nuclear power.
Hello and welcome to First Post America. I'm Aaron Ham, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Washington, D.C.
Unexplained drone sightings over the U.S. are fueling public panic. Donald Trump is accusing the Biden administration of concealing vital information. The White House insists the drones are flying legally. So, who is saying what? Here's a report.
Over the past weeks, countless Americans have reported mysterious drones in the night sky, especially along the eastern coast. Witnesses described sightings over residential neighborhoods, military research facilities, railway stations, and even one of Trump's golf course. The situation escalates as fear spreads of foreign espionage, secret military programs, or potential national security threats. A joint statement from the FBI and Department of Homeland Security offers little clarity, failing to calm a nation increasingly distrustful of the authority.
We have not identified anything anomalous or any national security or public safety risk over the civilian airspace in New Jersey or other states in the Northeast. Our assessment at this stage is that the activity represents commercial, hobbyist, law enforcement drones, all operating legally and lawfully.
With the drone mystery reaching a fever pitch, Donald Trump launched a frontal assault on the Biden administration's credibility, accusing them of a systemic cover-up of these mysterious drone sightings.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense.
The Biden administration finds itself trapped in a defensive posture. Their previous handling of the Chinese spy balloon, initially downplaying its significance while pursuing diplomatic relations with Beijing, has eroded public trust. Trump's accusations on these drone sightings gain traction in this environment of skepticism.
It was funny when it started. It's not funny now because you've got people suggesting or urging, in some cases, individuals in their own capacity to take very, very dangerous, potentially very, very dangerous activities against these whatever they believe them to be, and it really needs to be stopped at a high level.
As the drone sightings persist across eastern U.S., the situation is no longer a mere technical mystery. It has evolved into a critical test of governmental transparency, national security communication, and public trust. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Well, an urgent warning from the FBI and state police about all those drones spotted in New Jersey. They're urging the public, do not shine laser pointers at them after several incidents of plane and helicopter pilots getting hit with the lasers in their eyes during flights.
Right. The White House finally has broken its silence on the topic, saying that the drones seen over the Northeast are a mix, they say, of law enforcement, commercial, and hobbyist drones, saying no public or national security threat has been found.
We got ABC's Perry Russin with the latest.
The White House today working to calm concern over the reported drones hovering over the Northeast.
There's no national security threat we're seeing at this time and no threat to public safety.
ABC News cannot confirm what these videos show. National Security spokesman John Kirby on GMA this morning saying people are seeing a mix of law enforcement, commercial, and hobbyist drones in the sky.
Most of these aircraft are doing good things. They're delivering products. They're being tested for science purposes. They're conducting law enforcement missions.
Drones have been reported in at least 7 states in the Northeast. Federal sources tell ABC News they're deploying infrared cameras and drone detection technology to ensure those flying over New York and New Jersey are not a threat.
Thousands upon thousands fly in our skies legally and lawfully every single day, doing all kinds of good things for the public good. And the Northeast Corridor is one of the busiest.
President-elect Trump demanding more government transparency.
I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense.
The FBI says it's concerned after seeing an increase of pilots being hit in the eyes with lasers after people on the ground think they see a drone. Investigators say do not aim lasers at suspected drones.
We are also concerned people will take matters into their own hands and fire a weapon at an aircraft.
Drones have also been reported near Trump's estate in Bedminster, New Jersey. John Kirby says that area is restricted airspace, and they are confident in their ability to keep that airspace safe and secure. Perry Russom, ABC News, Washington.
The Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio forced to close its airspace over the weekend for nearly 4 hours after drones were spotted nearby.
Heavy unknown UAS activity. Security forces is handling.
This newly released audio capturing the moment air traffic control was alerted.
All aircraft use extreme caution. Patterson-class Delta is now closed for heavy UAS activity.
Unidentified drones spotted flying over multiple states, mostly in the Northeast.
What is that?
The government receiving heavy criticism from both sides of the aisle for what's seen as an inadequate response.
We have yet to receive the briefing that I've demanded. The federal government knows a lot less than it should.
On Friday, mysterious drone activity shut down runways at Stewart Airfield in New York's Hudson Valley.
It's not a bird, it's not a plane, it's a drone. It's remarkable, with all these sightings over the last while, why do we have more questions than answers?
The FBI and Department of Homeland Security say these drones don't pose a national security or public safety threat. Donald Trump telling reporters Monday the government and military knows exactly what's going on.
Look, our military knows where they took off from. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people, and they should.
Trump, though, stopping short of confirming if he's received an intelligence briefing on the drones.
I hope they know a lot more than what they're saying, because if they don't,
then we're really in trouble.
Gatestone Institute senior fellow Gordon Chang says it's time for President Biden to address the American people.
We're adults. We can handle it. And him talking to the U.S., at least I think, will calm the situation, which needs to be, there's an obvious need for that.
Concerns escalating after 2 of these mysterious drones were spotted flying above a nuclear power facility in New Jersey. In Washington, I'm Kayla Gaskins.